It'll be 4th and a long one. The drive to stay alive for Kansas City. Clock running against them.
And you really got to take your time on this play because it is 4th down.
And then you can spike it and then throw a few in the end zone. Elvis Gerback being talked to in his headset by the coaches. The coaches are calling these plays from the booth and in the sideline.
Needs at least one. Goes for something long. Tip incomplete. And the Denver Broncos will advance against the Steelers on the road in Kansas City. Elway and Denver has denied Schottenheimer again.
The Kansas City Chiefs go for the score on a play when it could be when they need a yard to pick up the first down. They go with a double move on the outside, trying to get the score, thinking Denver wouldn't be expecting that play.
Well, that was a gamble call, hoping that Denver would be looking for something short on 4th and 1. And Marty Schottenheimer goes for the big score, but Denver had a double cover.
You know who didn't get faked out at all? Steve Atwater. You see Gordon there, but watch number 27.
That's right. Paul, Denver played it safe. They had everybody back. They do the right thing, Steve Atwater back, because they know only a touchdown beats them. They really weren't worried about giving up the first down. The clock was on their side. Smart call by the defensive coaches for the Denver Broncos.
And for Marty Schottenheimer, the #1 seed in the AFC, memories from 2 years ago. It was Indianapolis who came in here when the Chiefs were 13-3 and had earned the top spot. And 10-7, the Colts came out with a victory with Jim Harbaugh, the captain comeback performance. Pat Bowlen, the owner of the Broncos, with a pat on the back to Mike Shanahan. Shanahan, a wild card Denver team, winning last week against Jacksonville, and then 14-10 here in Kansas City today. And the Broncos will travel to Pittsburgh, where they had an earlier experience this season. Jim Gray.
All right, John Elway, congratulations. Tell us about your defense today, John. It was just stupendous and superb.
Huge. I mean, these type of football games, you got to have a great defense, and they were keys today. We made some big plays on offense, but the defense just came through and made all the plays for us. So great win. This is a tough place to play against a great team, and we're just glad to get out of here with a win.
You have beaten Marty once again, and I know you two don't like to focus on it, but it comes up all the time, and it's going to be said from here until the next game. What about this rivalry and beating Marty once again?
Well, I mean, I don't play Marty Schottenheimer. He's a great football coach, and I play against great football teams. He always has his teams ready to play, and we're just fortunate that we came out on the right end today.
John, it seems as though you guys were able to dominate the entire game, but once again had trouble scoring points. Why have you guys had such dominance, but the scoreboard is still 14-10? You look like you're winning the entire game except for the scoreboard.
Well, I mean, you got to give some credit to this crowd and this defense. I mean, this is one of the top-ranked defenses, one of the toughest defenses we've played all year. And so, I mean, for us to come in here and just control the ball, we want to make some first downs, control the clock a little bit, and then try to make some big plays. We were able to do that, and when we did get it down in the red zone, we did get it in the end zone, which was the key thing.
With no disrespect to Pittsburgh or to their fans, it seems as though the entire country and football fans have a sentimental favorite in you to get to the Super Bowl. Are you aware of that?
Well, you know, that's nice, but I'm sure the Steelers are going to have something to say about that, so hopefully we can go back there. And, you know, we were back there a couple weeks or 3-4 weeks ago, and they're a great football team. It's going to be a lot of fun. This is what football is all about.
Congratulations, Sean. Always fun to watch you play.
Thanks, Jim.
All right, let's send it back upstairs now to Dick Enberg.
All right, Jim, the emotions of an entire season all come boiling out as the Kansas City Chiefs at home have been defeated by the Broncos 14-10. And it's Denver earning a trip to Pittsburgh. They led 21-7 against the Steelers in the first half of their game a few weeks ago, only to find Pittsburgh rolling them out 35-24. One of the nice men in the game and one of the top coaches, Marty Schottenheimer, will have to swallow and go back and try to digest another very difficult defeat. Neil Smith, whose heart is in Kansas City, hated to leave this town, a star here, but they couldn't pay the tab. He went on to Denver and was a key defender today. A couple of sacks that inspired a defense that held Kansas City to 10. We'll return to Arrowhead. Don't wander off.
At Staples, where Burrell squares his shoulders into the end zone. Touchdown, Denver.
It was the game they had to win, and they did. Good afternoon. I'm Adele Arakawa.
And I'm Ed Sardella. It was the rematch of the season, the third time they've played this year, and the Broncos win when they have.
Kevin, thanks very much, and a victorious and very, very happy Bronco locker room. John, congratulations.
Oh, thank you. I mean, that was, That was tough, but we knew it was going to be a dogfight. The defense came through for us today and just made a bunch of plays, played great there at the end. But, you know, we need the plays. We made the plays we needed to make, and instead of those field goals, we got an end zone a couple times.
I can't remember a time inside this locker room where I've felt more emotion after a ball game. It's been a long time, hasn't it?
Well, I tell you what, it has. And I think with the build-up to this game and what happened earlier here and just the rivalry that's developed here, that's how big a game it was. And as loud as it was out there and as hostile as it was, we stuck together and you know, played a good football game. And I mean, they're a great team. I mean, you put that defense combined with that noise, and they're very tough. But we made the plays to make it happen.
I thought the biggest play, when they scored the 10 in the third quarter, you come right back and that big drag to McCaffrey.
Yeah, that was big. And we needed to make some plays. We got behind, and you know, they made some plays to get back into it. And Eddie did a great job getting down there. And then it took us some time to get in there. They're awful tough, and the noise down there again was tough. But TD made a good run. We got it in there, and then the defense took over from there.
You know, so many heroes today, but you look at a guy like Keith Traylor, who obviously playing with a heavy heart. He was all over the field.
Yeah, I tell you what, and he just, you know, I feel for him because his mother passed on 2 nights ago, and they were very close. And so, I mean, this is, I'm glad for Keith, because I'm sure this makes him feel better to have his teammates around, and she was watching up there today.
This has to be, at this stage of your career, when you look back, one of the bigger moments to come in and beat a team of this magnitude, hadn't lost at home since last year. Tremendous accomplishment.
Huge, but we got a long way to go. I mean, we know that our sights are set on Pittsburgh and winning that one, and we'd love to win 2 more in a row, and then everything would be fine.
Final one, as you were watching the final minutes close down, you're so used to being on the field and driving somebody down. The roles are reversed. The Gerbach's bringing him down, and you're over there on the sidelines.
You know what I actually really thought, and you won't believe what I thought, but I thought, you know what? I said, that's why that's why I stay in great shape, because Elvis was dying there at the end. And that's why I stay in great shape in case you get in that situation.
Hey, congratulations.
Thanks, Ron.
Thanks, John. John Elway, who, as usual, was spectacular, but so many heroes on defense. One of them was John Mobley. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot. Ooh, thanks
your first playoff win, your second year, what does it feel like?
Feels great. Feels great. You know, we dealt with a lot of adversity in the game. They got some big plays on us, but we had guys step up. Keith Traylor played a tremendous game, and, you know, we just had guys step up. Alan Aldridge, the defense just played a great game today.
Were you surprised, John, at the kind of game Traylor played, considering everything that was on his mind?
Oh, yeah, that's so hard to deal with, and my prayers are with him and his family. But, you know, he came out, and he just got the job done today, despite the adversities he's dealt with. And, you know, you got to give him a pat on the back for that.
I thought there was so many keys to the game. One of them was in the first half, you really never let their offense get untracked at all.
Right. They couldn't run the ball. They were trying different schemes on us to try to get the ball out, but the guys up front just did a tremendous job of putting pressure up the field and had Gerbach running for his life, and they couldn't get anything going.
Now, last drive, take me through it. Risen makes a catch, get him down there. What happened? They got the ball on the 28-yard line.
Yeah, and right there, you know, we're thinking deja vu. Here we go again.
Were you?
Yeah, because once they get in that red zone, you know, they're a dangerous team throwing those fades. So we just had to have people step up. They got that key 4th down conversion, and, you know, from that point on, we just said somebody's got to step up and make a play, and the defense just did a great job of holding them at that point.
You know, it was all the noise and everything else. Obviously, it doesn't affect you on defense like it does on offense. But can you talk about what an accomplishment this is, beating a team that hadn't lost in here in a couple of years?
Oh, it's a great feeling. You know, they got 12 guys we're playing against. Those fans, you know, they'll keep the offense off balance. You know, we had a couple offsides penalties, but, you know, they hung in there and got it done when we needed to.
And it seemed like in that last drive, you were also able to pressure Gerbach just enough so that he had to move around and throw from places he didn't want to throw from.
Right, and those guys chasing him around all game. He was breathing so hard at the end that, you know, he didn't. I don't even think he wanted to convert that last play. He was so tired.
Could you sense how tired he was?
Oh, yeah. You could hear him breathing. He could barely get the calls out, and you got to give credit to those guys up front chasing him all day.
Hey, John, congratulations. Look forward to Pittsburgh.
Thanks a lot.
Okay. John Mobley, who had a terrific ball game today, and I'll tell you what, there are many stars and many heroes, but I think the biggest today, the man that got the game ball, Keith Traylor. Keith, congratulations.
Thank you. It's a beautiful one.
I can only imagine trying to play today with the heavy heart that you played with. What gave you the courage to go out there and do it?
Well, my mom would want me to do it. She wouldn't want me to sit on my butt and feel sorry for myself, so this one's for her, you know.
Did you feel like coming in, even with all the circumstances of what they were, you could have a ball game like this?
I'm a professional. I got to overcome all adversities, and they had me prepared. You know, they took care of me and, you know, whatever I needed. So I was okay as far as coming out and doing my job. You know, I did it for her, like I say, and it wasn't that hard.
Now, you flew to Arkansas yesterday after you got here, didn't you?
Yeah, I flew in here yesterday with the team, and I flew to Arkansas and back last night. So I was a little fatigued, you know, but you got to step up when it's big like this.
How tough was it for you with the situation to focus on what was at hand after being in Arkansas and going through obviously close things with your family?
Well, it was tough to focus, but when I got home last evening, my little brother was like, you know, Keith, your mom would want you to go out there and, you know, do the job the best of your ability. And you know, I had a lot of support back there. You know, I'm going to be back home here in a day or two, but they wanted me to come and, you know, handle my job. They watched me go this far, so it would have been a disappointment if I didn't get to come to this game and play.
Your head coach, when he gave you the game ball, said it was obvious your mother was looking down on you right now. Did you feel that as you were making all the plays today?
Every time I made a play, you know, something hit me, you know, and I just pointed to the sky, you know, thanks, Mom.
Great to come into Kansas City as the next Chief and do this, too.
Yes, it was, you know, especially when, you know, they wouldn't sign me, you know.
I know. Keith, we're all happy for the game you had, and our prayers go out to you, and thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Keith Traylor, who had a remarkable game today. Many happy players here in the Bronco locker room, but I think maybe the most happiest are the ex-Kansas City Chiefs. And Neil Smith, congratulations. You had a great ball game.
Thanks a lot, man. This is a very emotional moment for me. You know, I thank the Lord Jesus Christ first of all, and then, you know, I just got to give my hats off to Keith Traylor. You know, condolences to his family because, you know, for a person to go out after their mom is passing, heavy burden that was on them.
And play like that.
My hat's off to him.
I thought your defensive line, outstanding. Not just you and Traylor, but Alfred, Tanavas, everybody in there. I thought more or less dictated the tempo of the ballgame today.
You know, we put it together. That was the bottom line, and I think that we needed that effort just today to move to the next round. And I think that this group is special. You know, a lot of people wrote us off a long time ago, but it's really not how you play in the regular season. It's how you play in the postseason. You know, we came in here, we beat a very good team. That's a team that was the best in the AFC. You know, and
unbeaten at home.
Unbeaten at home, and to come here and get this victory is sweet.
Your first sack. You got the sack, got in on Gerback, you did the swing, and 80,000 people booing you. Must have been music to your ears.
Well, I tell you what, I just went out and did an interview. You should have seen how they was booing me and MFing me out there. So it really don't matter. They'll get over it. You know, I think that it's all on ball game. You know, it's not all about life. It's just a ball game, and then, you know, it's just men playing a little boys game. So
could you sense, Neil, how everybody's telling me now that Gerback, they could tell in the fourth quarter how out of shape he was. Elway had said, boy, that's why I stay in shape, that he was really, really sucking wind. Could you tell how fatigued he was down the stretch?
I'm going to tell you, man, we was after the guy all day and running around and scrambling. I think that he was tired. And he wasn't the only one that was tired. Everybody was tired out there. You know, you give it all. And I was trying to talk to him on the way off the field, and he just couldn't stand up. He was wobbling, man. And that's what happened when you get after him. It pounds on you, and when the fourth quarter comes, you can feel it.
You know, you had a wonderful career here. You're still very popular here. You did great things in the community. And after a decade, more or less, they told you, listen, we're going to go in another direction. How sweet is it for you personally to come in here after that and hang a loss on them in the playoffs?
Well, you know, I tell you what, I gave my all. You
sure did.
And I tell you, I've done whatever they told me to do on the field and off the field. And it just so happened that it was just time for them to move on to some younger guys, and it was a hurting experience. You know, I said it long ago, but I never had no remorses of signing with Denver. I know this team was great. They had a great destiny. They had a run at it last year, and I said, wait, man, that's the team I need to go and give my service to it. And I think that it's going to pay off for me.
Well, they're going home, and you're going on to Pittsburgh.
Exactly.
Neil, congratulations on a great ball game.
Thank you very much.
Very happy for you. Neil Smith, yeah, one final salute. Another guy who played great today was Ed McCaffrey. Made a big catch. Ed, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
It's 10-7. They've kind of gotten the momentum, and I thought that little drag play to you. Was it a drag play? Looked upstairs. I thought it might have been a pick play, but you tell me what it was.
No, it was just a crossing route. We had a couple guys going on crossing routes, and I'll have to see the film to find out what happened. But
well, you got open.
There was no one near me, so I caught it, and my eyes got big and just started running. Just missed it by about a half yard. It got me a little nervous down there. We didn't get it in right away, but thank goodness we got it in.
Did somebody get on you yet about not getting in there?
Oh, no one said too much. We were pretty happy, but I don't think I'd have slept too well had we not gotten in.
Hey, what a great team victory this is. I mean, we're overcoming so much in here where they haven't lost all year, 13-3. One of your starters on defense loses his mother, and somehow you band together and you show the kind of character I think that you've shown for most part of this year.
Yeah, this as much as any game this season was totally a team game. Offense, defense, special teams. It really needed everyone right till the very last second to win the game, and it feels great to come away with a win like that.
How loud was it down there, and how much did the crowd noise affect what you were trying to do? John said it was really deafening.
It was. I saw John putting his hands over his ears trying to block out the noise, and you had that drum beat in the crowd, and you just kind of have to get used to, at least as a wide receiver, not hearing anything and just knowing the play and hopefully hear at least what he says in the huddle. And, there's a couple times where it got pretty hairy, but we came through all right.
How tough is it, end of the game? Normally, your offense is on the field. You got one of the greatest comeback quarterbacks of all time, and I know you feel comfortable when you have the ball and you're driving. Is it different when you're an offensive player and the other offense is on the field? Your defense is out there, and you're more or less helpless. You're on the side and you're rooting like everybody else.
It is a helpless feeling, and you hope, if they do score, they score with enough time to give us a chance to score again. But the defense played great today. They played really great in the secondary up front, and fortunately, didn't need any heroics at the end for us to come back. It feels really good when you just run out the clock at the end of the game.
I would think that one of the keys today, when you had a chance to score a couple of touchdowns, you got it in there as opposed to November 16th settling for field goals and it came back to haunt you.
Yeah. We had a couple opportunities we didn't capitalize on, but there's a couple times down there where we just punched it in and took everyone to get it in there. They have a great red zone defense. They don't give you anything for free, but we got in a couple times and it was the difference.
And congratulations, great ball game.
Thanks a lot.
Ed McCaffrey, who did the job, and couldn't be happier from Mike Shanahan. Congratulations on just a great overall team victory.
Well, thanks, Ron. These players really fought, right from the start. They had some good preparation throughout the week. Really determined to come in here and play well. We made a couple mistakes, but we overcame them, and really says a lot about these players and what type of character they have.
I know you're proud of every one of your players, and a lot of guys really rose to the occasion, but a guy like Keith Traylor playing with a heavy heart, the job that he did today, I nothing less than spectacular.
No, and we gave him the game ball afterwards, and I says, hey, Keith, your mom watched you play the game of your life, and you never know why things happen, but I said, hey, she's up there for a reason. She got a chance to watch you today, and really proud about the way he reacted, the way he handled himself, and the way he played.
He did so many great things today. I think on offense, the key was getting a couple of touchdowns as opposed to November 16th when you settled for field goals.
We had to get touchdowns, and we did make that one mistake, that one turnover inside the 13-yard line, but we stopped ourselves, and like we said before, that's the key when you play a good football team that has a lot of talent. As you know, it was like the gladiators back in the Roman days on that field. I don't think I've ever heard a stadium that loud, but for us to respond the way we did says a lot about not only the players, but our assistant coaches did a fantastic job.
I saw them playing the tape of you in a news conference. I don't know if you saw this earlier this week where you said it can't get any louder, and they were playing that over and over.
I was wrong. I was wrong. That was wrong. I definitely was wrong.
All the times you've been in football, college, pro, you've been involved in a lot of big games, a lot of emotional moments. But considering winning in here, knowing how tough it is to win in this place, considering all the circumstances, one of your starters playing with a death in the family, and the way you played, is this one of the more emotional victories in your career?
Oh, without a question. Especially coming as a head coach, compared to a coordinator, there's a lot more responsibilities on you. And all of a sudden, when your name is on something, you do handle it a different way. You always want to win, and as an assistant, but when you are a head coach, there's a little bit more pressure. There's a little bit more thought process that goes through, and for our players to react the way they did was really gratifying.
I know one thing you said after the November 16th game. I was talking to you the next day, and you said, well, I'm not criticizing anybody, but I know when I'm a coordinator, I like to put pressure on the quarterback. Today, you really put pressure on Elvis Gerbach. And could you sense, as some of the players are telling me, how tired Elvis got there third, fourth quarter?
Well, we did a great job on defense attacking. And you have to put pressure on a quarterback like Elvis, because if you get him time to sit back there, he'll pick you apart, just like Kansas City does to different offensive teams that come in here. And that's why I was really pleased that we didn't let up. We gave a few plays, but not many. But after we gave up those plays, we kept on battling. We never gave up. And that's how you come in here and beat a good football team.
Now you've got pretty much the same situation next week. You have to go on the road against a quality opponent, a team that plays well in their own backyard, as you like to say.
No, without a question. We've talked about it all year. Regardless if it's home or away, there's some quality teams out there, and you really got to play well for 60 minutes in all three phases, because if you don't, you're going to get beat.
Mike, thanks very much.
Okay, Ron.
Congratulations on a great
Thanks
ball.
a lot.
Mike Shanahan. Hey, Steve Atwater is here enjoying his post-game bagel. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Yeah, this was one for the defense, Steve. I mean, you came out, set the tone, shut them out in the first half, and I thought the difference in the ball game, defense that you play on that at times has been maligned, you rose to the occasion today.
I agree. We had a very aggressive game plan going into the game. We did a lot of studying throughout the week, and everyone had every little detail down. And we came out and executed well. Our offense did a great job of holding the ball, especially in the first half, keeping us off the field, keeping us fresh. Second half, we came out, both sides, we struggled some, but we came with a big play, especially when it counted.
One thing Mike was just saying to me a minute ago was, back on November 16th, we were too passive defensively, and we didn't blitz enough. Today, you played attack defense, and that's pretty obvious.
Oh, most definitely. We had a lot of different ways of attacking them, and a lot of times we have those in the game plan. We don't pull them out. But we pulled out everything tonight, and it worked out well for us. I'm proud of everybody on this defense.
You did. You have been here longer than most. I think, other than Elway, you've been here the longest. Walking in this room, was this as emotional as you can remember a locker room after a ball game in quite some time?
Without question. Everyone's fired up, and deservedly so, man. We've been playing hard all year, and we finally get to a point to where we win a very big ball game that takes us on to a chance to get to the Super Bowl. So I think everyone still realizes, though, we're not where we want to be.
Right.
Next week game is so important, and we just focus all our energies on that to give us a chance to play in that final game.
And you get the same situation next week. You got to go on the road against a quality opponent, very tough at home, a team that found a way to beat you in a game where maybe you outplayed them for most of the game.
That's right. We're going back to the scene of the crime. We've done that a couple of times, so hopefully we can
tease it up. And what a moment this is, just before 60 minutes that will decide the Super Bowl. This crowd with its terrible towels, ready to cheer Bill Cowher, hoping for another Super Bowl chance, repeating the glory years of the 70s in this city when Pittsburgh won 4 Super Bowl titles. We're underway. Hebron at the 8. 30 and out to the 32, 33-yard line, and that's where John Elway will start on offense. Elway 3-1 in AFC Championship games, but a loser all 3 times in the Super Bowl. Here's his offensive line that features a Pro Bowl center in Tom Nalen, the only man under 30 in that light offensive line. In the backfield with him, Terrell Davis, number 2 in the league. Taveri Sanders in rushing, Griffith the blocker, Smith, McCaffrey the wide receivers, Shannon Sharp the leading receiver on the season with 72. Elway batted down at the line of scrimmage. May have been Nolan Harrison, the former Oakland Raider.
Nolan Harrison, number 74, watch, he just times it perfectly. He sees Elway, he knows he can't get to him, Dick, so what you do is put your hand up.
Great free agent pickup by the Steelers, grabbing Nolan Harrison, who's developed as a real defensive charge for these Steelers. Many of the fans yet to take their seat on their feet. 2nd and 10. Elway guns the ball. Intercepted by LeVon Kirkland. Turnover on the second play of the game. Kirkland, who had 2 interceptions in the regular season.
The Steeler defense, what they said, they're going to double team Shannon Sharp, LeVon Kirkland on the inside, Chad Scott on the outside. Denver coming out aggressive, throwing the football. John Elway taking a chance, trying to complete a pass into tight coverage. LeVon Kirkland, he's big, he's fast, and he's got good hands.
Well, the Steelers with the first break in the game, and it comes early at the Denver 43-yard line. Young Cordell Stewart, his first year full-time quarterback. Slash, he doesn't mind being called that now. Sends the tight end Bruner in motion. Comes out throwing. Good protection. Down the middle, incomplete. Bruner, who caught only 18 passes all year. Rarely go to the tight end, this Pittsburgh offense, but on the first play they do, 16 yards.
We talked to Tyrone Braxton yesterday, and we said, this guy doesn't catch the ball very much, so you forget about him. He said, we might have that tendency to forget about him, but we hope we don't.
Mark Bruner should be open down the middle some today because Denver's defense wants to take the wide receivers away from that offense with Pittsburgh because that's where they got hurt the last time they played 5 weeks ago.
Charles Johnson, the wide receiver in motion, and the toss to Bettis. The bus is first carry, and he's inside the 25, a gain of 4. Ray Crockett at the left corner made the tackle, introduced the offense for the Steelers. 12-4 in the regular season with Jackson Wolford, the game's best center, many believed, Armani Dawson, Stye, and Strelzik. In the backfield with Stewart, Bettis, and the blockers Tim Lester, Yancey, Thigpen, a terrific year again for Pittsburgh. Charles Johnson, the other wideout, and you've already met Mark Bruner. 2nd and 6. Shannon Sharp, first 2 passes from Elway were aimed at his tight end. Second was picked off. They bring up 8, and Bettis hit to the line of scrimmage, still barrels forward to the 20-yard line, where it will be 3rd down and a short 3. Here's the defense in white for the Broncos. Neil Smith, the former Chief, he goes to the Pro Bowl. Keith Traylor's had an outstanding year. Donavasa returns from injury, and Alfred Williams the other end. Mobley, Aldridge, Romanowski the backers. Crockett and Gordon. Gordon had a terrible day 5 weeks ago. They gave up 3 touchdowns to Thigpen, and Braxton and Atwater the safeties. Fred McAfee into the lineup. No one in the backfield. Cordell Stewart backs up into the shotgun. Of course, a danger to throw or run. He fires incomplete. Courtney Hawkins, number 88, was the closest receiver. So on comes the field goal unit after the interception by Kirkland. The drive stalls inside the Denver 20.
That time, the Steelers, 5 wide receivers spread it out. Denver's defense took something out of the page of New England's defense last week. 3 down linemen, extra defensive backs. Want to force Cordell Stewart to throw the ball outside if they can.
Veteran Norm Johnson from 38 yards. Missed only 3 all season. And this one hooking, no good, wide to the left. And so the early opportunity for the Pittsburgh Steelers goes awry. 38-yard miss.
In any game, you cannot afford to do this. When you get in scoring range, you've got to be able to score. This is all on the kicker. He just hooks it left.
No score early in the AFC Championship. Convert the 38-yard field goal. Elway in Denver takes over at the 28. Terrell Davis yet to carry. Here's his first. Off the left side and finds an opening. He's in the clear at the 45. He's at the 40 and is caught from behind and pulled out of bounds inside the Steeler 30-yard line by Carnell Lake and Darren Perry. An explosive run from Terrell Davis.
Well, the one thing Jim Haslett, the defensive coordinator for the Steelers, did not want. He says last game we were disciplined. We played good defense. Everybody stayed in their gaps. We did not give up the big running plays to Terrell Davis. This one, it's simple blocking. Take the guy in front of you.
I'll tell you, Schlereth just knocked down Kirkland. I mean, put him flat on his back and opened the hole for Terrell Davis.
43 yards for Davis. His longest run in the first game was 7 yards. Again, Davis tries the middle of the Steeler defense and earns 2 or 3 hard-earned yards. Yeah, we had so much action early, unable to introduce the Steeler defense, so now's the time. Harrison Steed on the nose goes to the Pro Bowl. Kevin Henry, he had his moment at New England. Gilden Kirkland, Holmes and Dante Jones for Greg Lloyd. Chad Scott, the rookie, at one corner. Carlisle Lake, the all-pro at the other. Perry and Bell. Myron Bell will be hawking Shannon Sharp. And there's Lloyd, tenacious defender and spirited leader. Been out with a staph infection. Second down, Elway into the flat to Davis, hit immediately at the 25-yard line, a gain of only 2.
All right, let's talk about the game.